Now, before I bring in Yao and Sako, who joins us via Zoom, let's see if we can sort of situate the strategies, the individual strategies of the various blocs that make up the East and the West. So we find that Europe and America tend to have a similar strategy. They want to use debt and aid as their sort of carrot and stick to gain control of resources in Africa. Then you have China that offers infrastructure and credit. Then you've got Russia that comes with this very interesting new approach of military as foreign policy. So they will give you military assistance, and in exchange they will take a few of your resources. Now, some see the West as the devil, you know. We've been associated with them for such a long time. We kind of know how they operate. We know what they want and we know what they offer. It seems a safe space. The Eastern push is new. Like you said, it's faced with a bit of suspicion. So in your assessment, looking at what Ghana's unique situation is, do we play it safe or do we dare to look east?
I think we should not play it safe, but we should be cautious in engaging with the East. Why do I say so? The reason why there's a bit of suspicion with Eastern cooperation, it's how liberal it appears to be without conditionalities. And we know that there is no free lunch, essentially. And the reason also is that even within the West cooperation that we have had over the years, with stringent requirements of transparency, anti-corruption, and all that, we still find ourselves where we are. And so in that regard, getting resources and engaging with the East without a lot asked with regards to issues of governance, transparency, corruption issues, and all that. And indeed, when you look at the strategy China has adopted, it's basically infrastructure development in Africa. We know there is a big infrastructure gap, and that is the reason why there is a high cost of doing business on the continent. Africa is fragmented. We are just too pocket-sized in terms of the economies. We agree that there is the need for regional integration. Regional integration requires infrastructure. We do not have the needed resources to make up for that infrastructure, and so cooperation is required. But it is even estimated that with all the infrastructural development that China is investing in on the continent, it is still not enough. But even said, with all this, we realize that infrastructural investment is also an avenue for corruption on the continent. And so you find that there is usually white elephant projects. There are projects without enough allowances for maintenance, and so for which reason projects are overvalued, and that means that their returns are not adequate to pay for themselves over the period. And so getting some resources somewhere without a lot asked as to what the conditions are and all, if we are not careful and we do business as usual without a lot of transparency, I'm afraid a lot of African countries, including Ghana, would find ourselves in deep debts.